episode number 4. Episode number 4 of Ted's Ball Talk. I'm your host, Teddy Briggs. To my right is my brother, Benny. Thank you all for tuning into another episode. We both had rough car days today. My tire blew out on my way to work. You didn't know about that?
No, what?
Yeah, my tire blew out on the way to work. You got in a car accident.
That is crazy.
It was crazy. And gonna get this. I put on the spare tire just as flat as the regular tire.
What?
It was flat. The spare tire was flat. The donut.
Damn.
It was awful.
That's horrible.
So,
Hey, at least you know how to change a tire. That's impressive.
thank you.
I don't think I could do that.
Really?
I had to look up what information do I need to exchange.
Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't know what information to exchange. I'd just be like, give me something. Give
Yeah.
me something to take a picture of.
Give me something to take a picture of.
Yeah. Brandon Damp? Yeah.
Could have
That
been
was crazy.
It could have been his In-N-Out burger receipt from last night. You could have, and you would have taken a picture of that. He would have accepted that.
100%. But it was. I would have known if I wanted to file an insurance claim off what this guy orders in and out.
Okay.
For sure.
He gets a Flying Dutchman. You file a claim.
If he gets only Flying Dutchman?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's disgusting. That's some serious salt. No bev? Hell no. That's disgusting. He got to get something to drink if he's getting a Flying Dutchman for sure.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Only a Flying Dutchman.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's way too much sodium intake. Way too much to not have a drink with it.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Flying Dutchman goes crazy. Absolutely, it does. It's good. I like the Flying Dutchman, but you can't eat that straight. You gotta wash that down.
Here's my, when I was not vegetarian.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's the secret Benny menu item on In-N-Out. So you get the Flying Dutchman, you get the animal fries. You put the animal fries on top of the Flying Dutchman. It's like
That's good. That's
it's like a nacho cheese. It's like a nacho.
Yeah, I like that. I have no issue with that at all. That's something that everyone should do at some point in their life.
Brandon gets extra salt on the Flying Dutchman.
That's disgusting.
Do we want to talk about sports?
No
you just want to
no
keep
wonder
talking
Brandon
about.
looks so dehydrated all the time. You wrinkled ass lip area.
Damn.
I'm kidding. Brandon, I'm joking. Okay, let's start to segue into sports a little bit. Hit me with you're on the couch. You have an unlimited fridge. You open it up. You can pull out whatever you want. What's your go-to snack you're grabbing out of that fridge to watch some sporting event?
Quadratinos.
Oh.
You got it.
You're going with the sweet.
Going with the sweet.
I'm more of a savory guy when I'm watching sports.
So the Quadratino, if you don't know, it's
Hazelnut?
It's wafer, chocolate, or it's wafer, some like chocolate, vanilla. My personal choice is chocolate.
Hazelnut? You know hazelnut?
Hazelnut is good too, but it goes, and then it's wafer, chocolate, wafer, chocolate, wafer, chocolate, wafer, chocolate, wafer.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, and it just like melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
Delicious.
That's good.
But then if I'm going for something salty, I gotta go the salt and vinegar chips. You can't beat the salt and vinegar chips.
Salt and vinegar chips are good for sure. I'm lame when it comes to sporting events. I just like wings. Give me wings. All flats though. Only flats. Jake agrees with you on the salt and vinegar chips.
Let's go. We got Funny Eddie in the chat.
Funny
too.
Eddie is in chat. Shout out Funny Eddie, by the way. First time tuning in for him. I'm very excited about that. I love it.
At 10 p.m. too.
10 p.m. Yeah, he knows how to go. He knows how to end his night. Yeah, wings good. If I'm going dry rub, I'm going lemon pepper. If I'm going, I kind of hot in the Korean barbecue lately.
So you're having Korean barbecue at your house?
No. Like the Korean, like the Asian barbecue, like the tangy, like sauce on the wings.
Oh, okay.
I'm not getting Korean barbecue at my own house. I got the induction cooktop in front of me with a frying pan, and I'm putting down A5 meat.
You have like the table.
That's right.
Like the couch table with the induction cook. Just dumping the meat in the boiling water.
Super oily, grease just flying everywhere. I just not feeding myself. That'd be great. Now I gotta try that out. At home Korean barbecue pregame, during game. That's crazy. That would go crazy. But then one touchdown, I jump up too excited. I land back down on the cooktop. That'd be bad.
But you wouldn't be jumping because you already got it over. Anyways, yeah. Also, so on the topic of food and sports, my favorite food item that I've had at a sporting event was the chili at the Washington National Stadium.
I eat the chili in the first inning. I'm in the bathroom from innings 3 to 9.
But it's just
That's what's happening.
the reason why I like it so much is that it's such a strange item to eat at a game.
It is.
Like,
was it in a helmet?
No, I think it would have been a bread bowl.
You could definitely get it in a helmet, though. I feel like.
If they're smart, they would have put it in a helmet.
Yeah. No.
But it's just such a strange item to be eating. Like, it's not like a hand food. Like, hand foods are good food to have at sporting events, like pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers. But chili, man, that's crazy.
Any stadium I go to that's serving chili, I need a toilet built into my seat. It's the runs. It's the waterworks after I eat that, bro.
Oh my god.
I can't eat that at a game. No way.
So graphic.
Just telling you how it is, bud. I can't do it. I can't put that down.
What about you? What's your favorite food item that you have at sporting events?
What have I had lately that I liked? I had at Angel Stadium. Had this. I had a mac and cheese bowl, which was good. But at Wrigley, they had some really, really good hot dogs. I'm a glizzy guy. At the games. But after, they changed the Dodger dog brand.
I know. But a couple years ago.
Outlandish. I haven't had a Dodger dog in a couple years. I had it, and it was a skinny-ass hot dog. I think it was super, super skinny.
Nachos at a Tampa Bay Rays game? The worst food you've ever had? Wow. Crazy. I don't know, the Tampa Bay nachos, man.
People in the chat are talking about how we're talking about food when Tom Brady retired. We cover the important things first. We cover the important topics first.
Okay, but I got a question. How can nachos be bad anywhere? It's like the same.
It's the
like
same
fake cheese everywhere.
There's no nachos that.
We got to go to Tampa Bay and test out how horrible the nachos are.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. Damn. All right. So do you want to actually talk about sports now, or you want to keep talking about food?
Yeah, we'll get there.
All right.
Yeah, I do want to talk about sports. Tom Brady retired, obviously. The GOAT. Career's not going to get touched.
Questionable GOAT. Questionably the GOAT.
What? Deflategate? It was cold. What happens when it's cold outside, Benny, and you start up your car? Sometimes that low tire pressure sign is on, even when there's no hole.
That's true. I was just saying that to
Shit
get you.
happens.
I was just saying that to get people in the chat
Now
upset.
you're getting me fired
you
up.
upset.
Now I'm sitting up in this chair. No, Deflategate's stupid. That's the dumbest thing that ever happened in the NFL.
Damn.
People just wanted a reason to hate on Tom Brady. That man's the GOAT. I'm not a New England fan. I don't care for Tom Brady at all as a person. But
What was the? We'll have to think about this more because there's other games that are cold that people don't complain about the pressure of the balls. But this is kind of like a tangent now.
yeah, I don't know. I guess we could. I wonder why they don't check. We got to find out what the weather was for that game against Indianapolis, and then we got to sort of take that and we got to check PSI of other balls in similar weather.
In my chemistry class last year, I actually had an equation about Deflategate.
Did you really?
I had a problem
That's
with it.
cool.
I'll have to find that
That's a cool chemistry teacher.
and come back.
Did he say it was actually true that they were deflating the balls?
No, she did not say. It was. She said it was temperature. But it's just I'll get the equation and I'll look at it again and I'll see if I can explain the why the temperature affects the balls.
You want to know what? I'll tell you what. Tom Brady loses that AFC Championship game. Deflategate isn't a thing because the New England Patriots, they accept their loss and go on the next year. Bill Belichick's is not gonna obsess over no damn PSI of a football.
Okay, wait. So he retired last year, right? And then he came back 2 months later.
Not even. Felt like a month.
It was 40 days.
Was it?
I was listening to NPR a lot today
Okay.
in my car rides, and their sports columnist came. Oh, my pizza! Let's go.
Pizza delivery
Thank you,
on the podcast.
thank you, Phil. Thanks, Dad.
That's big time.
I kept it flipped
Smells
to keep
good.
you annoyed.
That smells good. Now I'm gonna be
Food delivery.
sniffing that pizza the whole time.
This is also a good food to have at at baseball games.
Mom is active in the chat right now. People want Heidi on the mic. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna come back, but I really don't understand. Like, I think this completely defeats the narrative that he and his wife divorced over football. Obviously, there were other reasons. If he was willing to just retire the very next year. No, it's not delivery. It's oven pizza.
Filivery.
It's a Phil
Filivery.
Filivery. That's exactly what it is.
Wait, what was I gonna ask? Oh yeah. So you won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
You're 44 years old.
46. Oh, when he won it.
Yeah.
In Tampa.
Yeah. Why? You've won 7, more than Michael Jordan. He plays in a different sport, but you've won 7 Super Bowls. Why aren't you just like, all right, I'm out? It just makes no sense to me. Like, why don't you end on a high note? You end with a losing record and then getting smoked by the Cowboys? That's crazy.
I really don't know. That I don't have an answer for. I really couldn't tell you. Sorry, that heater was getting really loud there for a second. Yeah, I don't know. I would absolutely. I don't know why you wouldn't retire at that point in time when you're on top. Pure love of the game. I guess he could say he wasn't ready to leave, but you got kids. You got a wife who's richer than you are. Do you think Tom Brady signed a prenup when they got married?
I don't know. My mouth is full now. This is horrible. Yeah. Unprofessional. Wait, what was the question? Sorry, I was thinking about how delicious this pizza is. No, did they sign a prenup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think Tom Brady signed a prenup?
Hell yeah.
Do you think Giselle asked him to sign it because she had more money?
I don't know.
I bet you she did.
Actually, I don't know. Apparently, he took a lot of money. She took a lot of money from him.
Did she really? That's fucked up. If you got that much money, just split, bro.
Hey, open the door more. The cat's trying to come in.
Yeah. Yeah, they finalized their divorce. They did. It's like official. It was official like halfway through the season. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on from Tom Brady talk. Tom Brady's
thank God.
Now. Tom Brady's out. I don't really care about him.
I'm over
He's
Tom
a
Brady.
great quarterback. Great quarterback. I don't want to disrespect him on this day at all. But he's out of here. He's done. No more Tom Brady terrorizing any NFL franchise anymore. Hopefully, unless he's terrible in the booth, then he's going to terrorize every NFL franchise.
He's going to intentionally jinx everything.
That's right. How do you think he'd be calling? Think he'd want to call a Patriots game? And how would he be? Do you think he would talk crap about him?
He's making like $700 million. He'll call any game.
That Fox contract is crazy. Yeah. All right. New head coaches: Frank Reich, DeMeco Ryan, Sean Payton. Frank Reich went to the Carolina Panthers. Smart hire. He has a lot of connections to Carolina. He has family members that work in the franchise already. So it makes sense. And I like Frank Reich. I don't think that he should have been fired this year. It was a weird year. He was proven to be a solid head coach in the NFL. And I think Jim Irsay did a really stupid thing by firing him and picking up Jeff Saturday.
Who did he put? Oh.
He was the Colts head coach
Got
at the beginning of the year.
Got it.
And clearly Jeff Saturday was not the answer.
Got it.
Yeah.
You ever watch that Kevin James movie that he plays Sean Payton?
Yes.
He coaches high school kids to a win.
Yes, I have.
It's modern day Bad News Bears.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Okay, move on to DeMeco Ryan. I think it's a great pickup. He played for Houston when he was in the NFL as a linebacker.
Who was he? What team was he on before?
He was the 49ers defensive coordinator this year.
Okay. They have a good defense this year.
Amazing defense this year. So DeMeco Ryan, he's now coaching the Houston Texans. It makes sense. He apparently reportedly turned down the Denver job for that. I don't know how much I buy into that. That seems like a weird thing to do, but I'm happy for him. I think I don't dislike what the Texans are building there. They got really good pieces. Daryl Stingley is really good. Petry's
Daryl Stingley.
Derek Stingley.
Oh,
Sorry, not Daryl Stingley. Could you imagine? And Petry's really good as a safety. That's two really good, solid defenders right there. On offense, they got Dameon Pierce. I guess they
Brandon Cooks.
They don't really have much.
Cook about to cook.
Cook about to cook.
Cook's about to cook.
Yeah, I think it's smart. I think he's gonna be a good head coach. He seems like a guy that can have a system people will buy into, sort of like Dan Campbell. He's very vocal, or at least he looks vocal on the San Francisco sideline. So we'll see how he is as a leader of men, and I hope it turns out well for that franchise after everything they went through with Deshaun Watson and Bill O'Brien and all that.
Does the old Houston Texans coach get another job?
Lovie Smith?
Yeah.
No, he's done. He's
Why?
out of the NFL.
Why?
He has served his time in the NFL, made his money, ran a couple franchises into the ground, and he can now go on his merry way.
Damn. Poo-poo.
Poo-poo.
You're shooting him away.
Shooing him away. He's done his work. And he was a really solid head coach in Chicago for a while. So good for him. But
Hey, Lovie Smith, he only ran the ball. According to my Aunt Lolo,
he only
ran the ball
only ran the ball. The exact opposite of the Buffalo Bills.
That's right.
So you got to have a good balance.
You got to have a good balance.
That's what it shows. You got to have a good balance to win. Speaking of winning, this is our first episode since the championship weekend happened.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
San Francisco 49ers.
I forgot that happened, to be honest.
That's good for a sports talk show host to say that. Yeah. 49ers obviously got pounded by the Eagles. Wild game, injuries. It was sad to see it happen like that, but I do think the Eagles win regardless. But I wish there was I wish the 49ers had a chance to make it more of a game. Personally,
I agree. You hate to see a team lose and they have no choice. They have no choice. They have to lose.
Yeah, especially when their quarterback's a guy like Brock Purdy. Like, you want to see him do well and have a chance to continue that story and to have it taken away from him. Torn UCL. It's going to probably require Tommy John surgery. So he'll be out for a long time.
Yeah.
Speaking of 49ers, they got to be in shambles right now. I had, for a long time, there was no doubt in my mind that Tom Brady was going to end up with the 49ers at the end of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So now I don't really know.
What about the Raiders?
I don't think
You're
the Raiders.
not going to the Raiders?
No, I don't know what they're going to do. Or I guess 49ers now they get either give Jimmy Garoppolo another year or they just really go all in on Trey Lance and see what he can do with another chance. So, Lance, give him a chance.
Okay, what about the other game? That was more exciting.
That was a much more exciting game. Joseph Osai, sad to see the game end like that and see him getting yelled at by his teammates going into the tunnel.
You can't be doing that as a teammate.
I don't like that.
You got to uplift.
Absolutely.
You got to support. Even if they make a play that probably they shouldn't have made.
You're going to be upset, but you got to keep it to yourself and uplift your teammate.
And also, in the moment, I would like to see the person that was yelling at him try to not touch the quarterback. Yep. Anybody that was complaining about it, not to touch the quarterback.
Absolutely.
Like, you're at the end of the game, so much adrenaline is happening. You're
100%.
Giving it your all.
Absolutely.
You're not really thinking. You're just doing what you're told, like what's been ingrained into your mind, which is tackle the person with the ball.
He was pretty far out of bounds though when he first made contact with him, but still, yeah.
Pretty far means
a step.
A step.
Yeah. So it's sad to see it happen like that, but also
running full speed.
Your quarterback gets almost sacked double-digit times again in the playoffs. You had a chance.
Their offensive line was injured.
He had the ball twice in the last 5 minutes of the game. And sacks killed your drives. What, are they yelling at the offensive line? No. Chris Jones is a beast. Can't be mad at him for not being able to guard him. My man is unbelievable. Are you kidding me?
Okay, talk about Chris Jones for a second. You told me something that's very interesting that probably a lot of people know, but a lot of people that don't know sports don't know.
So defensive tackles, it's a run stopping position. You're not normally going to rack up a bunch of sacks as a defensive tackle because they're normally not the quickest guys. They plug the gap and they push the pocket in. They aren't normally the ones that get. Their goal is to flush the quarterback out so the defensive ends can get to them, basically. But Chris Jones, he's got to be easily over 300 pounds. I mean, he is a monster of a man. He's the perfect build for a D tackle. But he got, 14 and a half sacks this season. at least 2 in that game, and and one of his sacks was lined up as an edge rusher.
Something that he doesn't usually play.
No, but not something that a defensive tackle doesn't normally do is swap out to the side, but he can.
But
because
he can.
At his size, he's so quick, and it's unbelievable what he's capable of doing on a football field. And any team would be lucky to have him, and it just so happens that he's paired up with the best quarterback in the NFL.
What do you think? You need one good defender. You need one good guy on the line.
No, you need at least.
And you need a quarterback, and then you're good.
No, but it does help because those 2 positions command how games go. If you can collapse the pocket on an opposing quarterback, it's going to be a long day for them.
That is true.
Especially when you have a not great defensive line in Cincinnati. They're going to have a field day on those guys. So,
yeah.
Both my predictions were wrong. I predicted a Cincinnati versus San Francisco Super Bowl. So I'm not really starting off too hot.
I was right.
You did have it right. Benny, we posted that on the Instagram account, and check it out if you didn't see it. Benny predicted that the Chiefs would lose because of the mayor of Cincinnati's comments.
No, the Bengals would lose.
The Bengals would lose. Didn't I say that?
You said the Chiefs would lose.
I'm sorry. I'm messing up my words right now. It's late at night already.
It is true.
Getting
It's
tired.
10:18, bro.
It is 10:18. This is a late night pod.
Burning the midnight oil, talking about sports.
Late night pod. Yeah. So we got to follow up on that episode. We were talking about how we want to check before and afters approval ratings of the Cincinnati mayor.
We'll have to check the.
As soon as some new polls come out, we're gonna have to check that out see if he went down in the polls.
That's a lot of research. We got to get our research team on that.
We do got to get a research team on that.
Our crack research team. It's probably just me.
Yeah.
You're not looking up the approval
on,
ratings.
I'll look it up. Another head coach we didn't cover yet, Sean Payton, Denver Broncos. Apparently, reportedly before that, they were going for DeMeco Ryan very heavily and Jim Harbaugh very heavily because they didn't want to give up the draft capital to get Sean Payton from the Saints.
Okay, yeah, wait. How did the Saints trade him? Because he wasn't coaching them this year.
Because they still had him under contract. Same rules for players.
So who's just sitting at home?
They could have traded a player for Sean Payton if they wanted to.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, if you have the guy under contract, he's yours. Isn't that awful? The guy's sitting on his couch doing nothing, and you're just paying him.
Amen.
Because he told you he'd coach you.
They got a lot of money.
Years.
They got a lot of money.
NFL owners got lots and lots of money because they don't lose money, that's for sure.
I don't know.
Worst teams in the NFL. Hey, sports, always a profitable business. Isn't it terrible that the Moreno family didn't sell the Angels?
Why do you think that's terrible?
Because they're horrible family of ownership. Artie Moreno's never done anything good for that franchise.
How long have they been running the franchise? We'll have to do more research into this. We'll talk about this later.
90s or early 2000s, I want to say.
They made it to the playoffs. They won the World Series.
That's true, but recently he has not been doing too hot. And fans are upset with him, and they want him out. And he said he was going to be out, and he's right back.
Heidi Briggs, what if Amon-Ra played for the Saints?
Then I would be a very unhappy man. Hey, Amon-Ra is in the best catch competition coming up this weekend in the Pro Bowl.
Is that like the dunk contest?
Kinda, yeah. But he's going to lose because Justin Jefferson's also in it.
How do you make a best catch?
They put like a quarter pad, like a stunt mat down on the ground, and they have you run and you go.
You dive
on it and try to make some crazy catch.
That's so lame.
It's I think it's Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson, and Patrick Surtain.
I have a way to make this instantly better.
Okay, I'm in. Trampoline.
Instantly better.
A trampoline.
You can do trampoline, or you can have them jump off of a 20-foot platform, try to catch the ball, and then that would make it so much better. Just jumping off of any height. They do like one flip, then they catch the ball, or they get catapulted into the air. That would make that game a lot better.
Artie Moreno bought the Angels in 2003, by the way, the year after they won the World Series, and then ended up finishing last.
There we
in
go.
Their division.
So then they made the playoff ones.
They sure did.
Wow, crazy.
Sell the team.
Yeah.
Sell the team, Art.
Yep.
It's time. He in his statement he released after he announced he wasn't going to sell them anymore said, "I'm not ready to part with the fans."
Heidi Briggs bomb. Or PHB bomb. They won while they were owned by Disney. The
Disney,
Angels
buy
did.
it back. Buy it back, Disney. Look at that.
Yeah. Hey, also coming up soon will be our review of 80 for Brady.
That's right. We're
It's a
gonna go watch
sports-
80 for Brady
It's
just for you guys.
It's a sports It's a sports podcast where we're going to talk about events happening in sports, and that's an event happening in sports. That is
That movie's
crazy.
gonna suck.
What do you mean? Okay, anyways,
Doesn't sound
off,
like it.
off topic again.
We're gonna go with some question in the chat right now. What do we think about the new Soldier Field pitch to keep them in Chicago?
Oh,
Have you seen that?
I saw the video for that. That looks like it would stink.
It looks insane. It looks way over the top. I like that they want to keep him there, but
Well, okay, there's so many things that I could say about that.
he
I-
lived in Chicago, by the way. So give me a rundown
I
of someone
wish-
living in Chicago.
I wish that I knew about this subject sooner, so then I could like pull up images from that video that they showed. What? No, it's okay. But they were so they're gonna make it an indoor stadium.
Yep.
Which
Retractable roof.
yeah, retractable roof stadium. But they're not adding. They're barely adding any seats. It's already such a compact stadium.
They were only adding suites straight vertically in the air above
That is
the
crazy.
already existing stands.
That is crazy. And then also the so not only are they going to be adding to the stadium and making it a retractable roof stadium, they're going to make like a little like event space like across the street from it and next door to it, and there it's like a mostly outdoor space. Football happens in the winter. Winter
Yes.
in Chicago is one of the most brutal things you can experience as a human being.
Yep.
It makes absolutely zero sense to me, like the plan. I hope that they don't take the plan. But
Do you think how do you think the city would react to them moving to Arlington Park?
I don't know. I don't know how far away Arlington Park is from the city.
Okay. Where they want to know where we think Aaron Rodgers is going?
The Raiders.
Benny thinks he's going to the Raiders. I'm going to say the Jets. The owner's been very public about wanting Aaron Rodgers on that team, so I think that's where he goes. A little Brett Favre career arc coming up is what I sense. Maybe a trip over to the Minnesota Vikings while he's at it too, at some point. But yeah, he made an appearance on the Pat McAfee show yesterday. And
Sorry, keep talking.
do you have Arlington Heights
Keep talking.
information coming up? I think that he probably ends up in New York or anywhere that's not Green Bay, because he admitted that there's talks happening in the Green Bay front office that he's not a part of, and the talks are about how they want to move on from Aaron Rodgers. And I think Jordan Love deserves a chance. He's in his 5th year now as a quarterback and hasn't really seen the field, and he's been sitting under a guy like Aaron Rodgers. I think you give him a chance. I don't think people should write the Packers off just yet, because Matt LaFleur is a great coach. Aaron Rodgers is a good guy to sit behind, and I think that Jordan Love could have learned a lot and could turn out to be a pretty decent quarterback in the NFL. So I think it's time for them to separate their ways. And no, I do not think Aaron Rodgers would ever go to the Lions. I would rather have no Super Bowl wins in my lifetime than to see the Lions win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback.
Bold statement. Bold.
I would hate that.
Okay, so Arlington Park is 30 like maybe like 30 35 40ish miles away from
Oh, wow.
Soldier Field.
That's a hefty drive.
It's past O'Hare, which is
Okay.
already pretty north in the suburbs.
Absolutely.
And
Is it by the lake at all, or is it
no,
inland?
no, it's inland.
Okay.
North of Evanston too. Also, I don't know if there's no train, there's no public transportation that goes that far. The farthest it goes is, I guess, like Skokie, but that's not in the same direction. So they're gonna need to add, if they're gonna want people to go to
I wonder if that's in the plan
Arlington-
if they move.
that it 100% would be to add the rail to Arlington Park.
Okay. How would you feel about the rail getting added to Arlington?
That's another reason why I think they should move there.
So when you're in downtown Chicago on a game day, is it noticeably much more packed in train stations around that area? Is it really popular? I guess we
were
experienced
there.
ourselves.
It was brutal.
It is crazy. It is like you ain't driving on the streets because people are walking right down the middle of those streets to get to that stadium. It was quite a scene, though. I mean, it was cool. Like, everyone was doing the exact same thing.
It is true. Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. It was walking under that little tunnel, going through the little park where the museum was and everything. I had a good time.
Yeah. It was a fun stadium to go to. Not fun to get out of. Very crowded.
Oh, that's all. They have
So-
2 exits.
So I'm saying like the additions that they're making to that stadium
They
will
better add-
not make it better.
They gotta add a lot. They gotta add a lot of exits if they're doing that.
Milwaukee Road is a train that goes to Morton Grove, which is not too far away from Arlington Park. So there is public transportation that already does go in the general area.
Do you think they're gonna need they're probably gonna want to at least add another train that gets there?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to if there's some breaking train news.
Absolutely. It's a public transportation pod.
I'm happy to break that news because
Public transpo's hot in the streets.
trains are my favorite thing.
Trains are your favorite thing. Look at that.
Always have been, always will be.
Always have been. You were a big train guy when you were a kid. That sounds so pause.
What do you mean?
But
Bro, we're talking about in the context. We're not talking about running trains. We're talking about trains.
yeah.
The vehicle.
Yeah.
Chill, bro. You gotta calm down.
Ted's train talk. Should we add? Hey, as soon as this podcast blows up, we'll do a little side podcast about trains.
Let's go. Let's go.
Episode
I'll
completely
carry
based on
that.
cabooses.
I'll carry that. Ooh,
You-
private train cars.
Private train car.
Sightseeing cars. Dining cars.
Good stuff.
Sleeping in
What's your favorite car on a train?
sleeping in the storage compartment of
That's right.
coach. Ballin'.
That's crazy.
Oh, we need some NBA content.
NBA is not hot right now. I can't watch the NBA.
Okay.
I want you to finish this conversation. What's your favorite car on a train?
Favorite car? The observation car is the best car on the train. 100%.
I agree.
You're sitting out there. You got the windows above your head, just enjoying the beautiful, serene nature you're traveling by. You got a book out.
Yeah.
Maybe you just relaxing, enjoying.
We'll talk soccer on this show as soon as Chelsea stops overpaying every single player that ever existed on planet Earth. I agree with that. You can play cards while you're sitting there, look out on the views. It's so superior. They got to update the train tracks though out here because it takes you're 24 hours behind schedule no matter where you go on trains.
Well, we can talk about the freight trains. They privatized the railroads. So the freight trains own the railroads now.
Yeah.
So any public transportation, like any passenger trains, are not driving on train tracks that they own. So the freight trains have the right of way. So whenever there's an offshoot, whenever a freight train is coming towards a passenger train and there's an offshoot within like, I don't know, a certain amount of miles, the passenger train has to get off and let the freight train go, and that could take like hours until that train can get there because it's the only offshoot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's some train knowledge dropped on there. Right?
It is some train knowledge.
That's pretty good. I like that.
And I got some impromptu NBA content for some people that are interested.
Okay, let's hear it.
I've recently become intimate with the crypto.com arena.
Okay. That's right. You were there today.
I was there today. I'll be there until Sunday. And the event that's happening on Sunday is the Grammys, okay? And we could be witnessing one of the greatest moments in NBA history, LeBron James passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Anytime this week, he's less than 100 points away from beating his record.
2 games maybe.
2 games. He's also scoring 3 points higher than his average this season. So he averages 27 points a game in his season. In his career.
Yeah.
Is
he averaging 30
He's
right
averaging 30 right now.
Jeez.
This season he's averaging 30 points. Okay? So because he's averaging such a high amount of points and the Staples Center is booked for this week, they can't have any home games.
It's horrible.
So the combination of him playing out of his mind at an MVP level, like he always does, and the Grammys happening, the Staples Center will not be able to host this historic event. It'll be happening on the road.
It's horrible.
It's wild. It's
How do they not think about that?
because so I think they were thinking about it, and they were like, okay, well LeBron James is going to be averaging 27 points a game.
Okay. So they were
It won't be
thinking
happening until mid-February.
Okay. And do they have a home stint in mid-February? I'm
Well,
pulling it up right now.
yeah, check and see when the Lakers schedule. Let's check it. So, I guarantee that they're going to have a game Monday or Tuesday next week.
They're back on February 7th, which I believe is a Tuesday.
That's a Tuesday. So that game
He could be back.
that game would have been the 100-point game.
Do you know how many points away he is exactly?
No. As of the Knicks game, I think he was 99 points away.
After or before?
Before.
Okay. Oof. He's going to be cutting it close. What are the odds they pull him if he's 1 point away and they're winning by a lot?
Would they pull him?
Against the Pelicans.
No.
So he hits it at home.
No. LeBron would not do that.
He would not like that at all.
Sierra Canyon is a possibility for them to. They'll adjust the game,
Sierra Canyon's
adjust the
got
schedule.
A tiny gym. They need to.
Hey, I'm just saying what's happening in the chat. I'm just reading off suggestions.
Are you surprised that Sierra Canyon hasn't built a new gym yet? At least one that fits 5,000 people?
No. It's a high school.
They would sell out.
Yeah, but still, it's. I don't know.
Yeah.
So even though it's a high school, even though that's a really highly sought after event to watch, it's still a high school. You want it to feel like a high school experience.
It's
true. Not.
That'd be unfair to the players, I guess. But then again, it might attract more players.
In Texas, though, the high schools are playing like 70,000 people. But that's because there's nothing else to do there except watch football.
Are insane. I can't believe that's a high school football field. That's at least a 20,000 seat stadium. At least.
I don't know. Crazy. Yeah.
That was mind blowing.
And then we also got a little bit of sports video game news.
That's right. Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter. Let's see. Wait. I'm going to try to do something here, guys. I'm going to try to do. We're going to
put an image up on the screen.
I'm
this is
gonna
our
try to
first graphic that we're going to get up right here.
This is crazy. Let's see if I can do it. I'm excited.
I hope you put the wrong picture up and it's just you,
Oh. Let's see.
Please put the wrong picture up. This would be awesome.
Bro, it just got sent to me. Oh.
This would be great. Come on. Where's this picture, Benny? We're all waiting for it.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Bang!
Oh. Wow. It's so big.
Bang. That took up the entire screen. Wow.
Look at
that.
Make it smaller.
That's pretty
Derek
crazy.
Jeter.
Derek
There
Jeter.
he is. Woo.
Derek Jeter is going to be on the cover of the collector's edition. That will be the show 23. That means he's finally going to be in the game.
In the game. You can play it. You can play as Derek Jeter now.
What if he's not in the game?
The captain. That'd be wild.
What if they just put him on the logo?
They just clowned him.
They're like, nah. Sorry, guys. What do you think? He's not going to have good power. Is he going to be a usable card? Is he going to be like a Honus Wagner where he doesn't have a lot of power, but he still hits homers somehow?
I don't know.
He's going to have a lot of homers in his career.
He'll have 65 fielding, though.
Wow, bronze fielding. You heard it here first, all you MLB show players. That is bronze fielding on 99 Derek Jeter. That's great.
Hey, Lee Gordon, shout out for this. Shout out for the image.
For the graphic. Lee Gordon graphic.
Jeter will have 100 power both sides. I don't know. I'm excited to see. I'm waiting for the day that Bo Jackson is on the cover for MLB The Show.
I could do a full episode on 18,000 seats in the Allen Park High School stadium, by the way. It was a $60 million stadium.
That's crazy.
For high school. Bo Jackson, I could do easily a full episode on Bo Jackson.
We love Bo Jackson in this house.
Who doesn't love Bo Jackson in any house? He's the best ever.
I'm getting rid of the image.
Image is gone. Let's go.
Boom.
Good job, graphics team.
Editing.
Good job, graphics team. Look at this. We're moving up in life, guys. This is great. I'm enjoying this. I think we might call it quits for the podcast today.
So soon. It's only 10:30 at night.
Oh, no. What a shame. All you people get some good sleep tonight. Wake up and have a great Thursday. Maybe we had a lot of watchers. This might be a new thing. Maybe have to do a late night pod. We might become a late
We could be
night
the only late night live stream in sports.
We'll corner the late night market in sports talk.
Yes.
That's a great idea. Bo Jackson on the cover of MLB and Madden in the same year.
That would be so dope.
That is crazy. What a great suggestion by Aiden. I love it. Okay, well, this was Ted's Ball Talk, episode 4. We talked about it a lot, and a lot of it wasn't sports related, but I had a good
I
time.
had a lot of fun though.
I had a great time.
And that's all that matters.
So
Hey, happy second even number podcast, Eddie.
happy second even number podcast. All right, well, it was good talking with you all, and we'll see you again on the flip side. Hopefully Friday.
Keep talking ball.
Keep talking ball. Good pod.